Jonathan Lee Riches Investigates. I am covering the Moscow, Idaho case. Let's talk about Xana's parents, Cara Kernodle and Jeffrey Kernodle. They are Xana's parents. Xana is one of the 4 victims that was brutally stabbed during the early morning hours of November 13th, 2022. Cara's mom has been in the news the last few days, and she's very frustrated that her public defender, Ann Taylor, left her because Cara had a criminal case, left her, and then went over to represent Bryan Kohberger in his criminal case. And she feels betrayed. She trusted her. She actually said that Ann Taylor has power of attorney over her. She's frustrated. And I'm a little dumbfounded how that could even be possible and it not being a conflict of interest. I'm sure a lot of you are wondering about that. But let's talk about Xana's parents, because also the mother said that she wants justice, but she does not support the death penalty. And I'm wondering about Xana's father, what his say is in this. Jeffrey Kernodle. Now, Xana's mother and father actually got a divorce. And I'm going to share public records with you, and then we'll discuss further. This is about their divorce. Check it out. So according to Idaho Court Records Search, iCourt Portal, Jeffrey Kernodle filed for divorce against Cara Kernodle in 2005, Kootenai County Magistrate Court. Looks like it was filed on 5/26/2005. This is a divorce judgment. And I am scrolling down the events, and you could see the different events that transpired from May of 2005. You see affidavits of entries of judgment, decree of divorce, civil disposition entered between Cara Kernodle and Jeffrey Kernodle. Motions, there's been motions filed. Anyone that gets divorced knows that you go through many, many motions. It looks like the motions carried on past January 2006. Hearing. There was a hearing on the motions for change of venue. Then scrolling down eventually, and I'll show you here, eventually it looks like order or decree final judgment entered 3/23/2006. It looks like they were divorced in around 3/2006. I could be wrong, but that's what it looks like according to the court record site here. But it gets messy. It gets even more messy. And I'm going to show you an extension of the divorce proceedings. According to Idaho Court Records, iCourt Portal, looks like a new case was filed just weeks later. Jeffrey Kernodle versus Cara Kernodle, divorce with minor children. Here are the parties. And it looks like intervened, like the Department of Health and Department of Welfare intervened in this case. And there are lots of, it seems like something to do with child support and contempt. And scrolling down the dockets here, I guess it starts from the time the divorce was filed, but it keeps going on. We'll scroll down here from after the we'll go around here, change of venue, motion to consolidate. Now we're talking a year after it was filed. It's still going on. I just want to show you something down here. I'm just showing you all the child support order, petition to modify drug testing, child support orders, letter from St. Pius X Church requesting a copy of divorce decree. The church wanted a copy of the divorce, the Catholic Church. Hearings, there were some hearings scheduled. There's, more. I'm looking at everything to deal with this case, but down here, I want to show you something here. There's just so many motions filed with this case.
with this divorce that resulted in like a contempt. You see how many like dockets there are here. Let's scroll down. Look, affidavit and support for motion for probation violation, order to contempt, notice of hearing, motion for probation violation. It motion for probation violation. Keep going down. Financial statement and order. Hearings, notice of hearings. Just a lot of things. A lot of case sealed. They eventually sealed the case in September of 2016. Then they unsealed it. Then they sealed it. Then they unsealed it. Look at that. And then return undeliverable mail. They couldn't reach someone. Jail information sheet. Looks like somebody went to jail. Civil disposition order entered. Notice of withdrawal in December 2016. Then it's carrying into 2017. Affidavit from Bonner County Sheriff failed to complete 2 days of 2-day sentence. Warrant issued. Bench warrant issued. Warrant returned. In custody. So I'm assuming that is probably Cara. And then Jeffrey Kernodle paying $17. So yeah, it carried on into 2018. Look, it carried on along all the way to January 19, 2018. So this was a divorce that had numerous motions and issues going on for a good 3-year span. The divorce between Jeffrey Kernodle and Cara Kernodle. Just sharing this information. This is all public records.
So it doesn't look like they're on good terms. It does not look like. And I shared in other videos the problems that Xana's mother faced. And she's currently wanted in 2 counties on drug charges. She doesn't have an extensive criminal record, but she has lots of charges, right? Over the years, over spanning 2 decades, since 2000, it looks like since 1996, she's been arrested off and on in Idaho for, minor stuff. But there was some stuff regarding children in her presence when she committed the crime. Go to the court records and you can see for yourself. But what I'm wondering is, what does Xana's father think about this whole situation? Because we haven't heard from him really. He spoke briefly at the time when after the murders happened. He talked to some news agency down in Arizona where he resides, but we haven't heard much about him. So I want to know what his position is. I want to know if he's on good standing with Xana's mom, because Cara, remember, she said on Ashley Banfield that Jeffrey was changing locks a week before the incident happened. So are they on good terms? Are they on the same page? How do they feel? How does Jeffrey feel about the representation that Bryan is getting from Ann Taylor, the fact that Ann Taylor left Cara to go to Bryan Kohberger? What's your thoughts about that? I just want to share the information, put out the information, and let you guys evaluate it yourself, just like I'm doing. This is a public interest case. We all want to know. We want to know. Now we know that Xana's mom doesn't want the death penalty, but Kaylee's family does. What about the other families? What's their position? Is it going to be like majority rules in reference to the prosecutor deciding whether they're going to seek the death penalty or not? Or are they going to just take one person that doesn't want the death penalty to use that as a decision not to seek the death penalty? What's going to go on there? Love to hear from Jeffrey if he ever speaks out. We haven't heard much about him. What's his position here? Subscribe to my channel, hit the notification button. I am covering the Moscow, Idaho case. I got a lot of videos up and more coming soon. Stay tuned. Justice for the victims and their families. God bless.